just when you've had days and days of bad news, some of which has been perpetuated by myself, got to hold my hands up to that, we might have a little bit of glimmer of hope. As I'm sure you've seen from the thumbnail already, West Ham have made an improved offer for Mateus Fernandes. Now, there's a large chunk of me which doesn't want to get excited about this, is desperate to get this video out as quickly as possible. In all honesty, because I'm expecting the rug to be pulled out from underneath my feet and someone to say, yeah, Southampton rejected it, they're not going to do any business at all. But we've made a second bid and an improved offer, which is really good because it was only a few days ago that the club was saying £30 million, that's it, we're not going to make another bid. We're not going to, I didn't say that actually, I think they said we're not going to go above £30 million. Well, that was a load of old guff, that was a load of old twaddle, fortunately, or just negotiations. Maybe Nottingham Forest saying they were interested had nothing to do with it, or said something to do with it, and we're going back in with a second bid. Whatever, I'm pleased we are. I like this player. This would make a big difference to West Ham. I'm quite certain of that. Maybe, just maybe, that's all part of the game. Maybe there was no interest from Nottingham Forest. Maybe that just wasn't the case, that actually Southampton had made that up to make us be interested and bid again. All this stuff's fascinating. I find this stuff fascinating. It's far more fascinating when I'm not worried about West Ham. And I've been very, very worried about West Ham. So a little bit of good news now would be great. I don't know any details about it at all. But there's more than one source confirming it. And I was going to try and fool you then, say late last night. It is late last night. I'm recording this now, so it goes up early in the morning. Jacob Steinberg, a Guardian columnist and West Ham fan, very, very well connected. He's confirmed the story. I believe it. I believe we've made a second bid. I do think, actually, that West Ham know that we're in a right pickle. They absolutely know that they need to make signings, and I think they probably, unless they're absolutely stupid, they probably know that we need to make good quality signings which are going to improve it. I think, whilst I make a lot of complaints about the mainstream media, I do actually think they might have helped our cause here. I think everybody, be it Jamie Carragher and, whatever the two fellas, Sean Custis and Henry Winter on TalkSport. And I know I complained that they didn't cross-examine Brady particularly well. But I think when the whole of football is saying that midfield is slow and shit, I think it probably helps. I think it makes it almost impossible to ignore. So maybe they've actually helped our cause. So the story goes that actually we might be bidding. Well, we were bidding for 3 midfielders. Actually, I don't know if that's true. We were bidding for 3 players. 2 of them might be midfielders. But we could bring in 2 midfielders before the end of the transfer window. We need it. I think 1 midfielder helps. I think Fernandes coming in massively helps. But I think if you get another one in, and you get a defensive midfielder in, it changes it drastically for me. It completely changes how much I'm worried about the season. It really does. I think if we buy 2 really good midfielders, then I find it easier to look around the league and find, hopefully, 3 teams that are worse than us. And that's really, talk about low expectations. I know it shouldn't be like this. This is not why we moved from Upton Park, right? But at the moment, I'd take it. I'd take it just to survive and just to stay in the league because, we've played one round of fixtures in the Premier League, and I thought we looked like the worst team. I know Wolves lost 4-0, but they played Man City, and who played them? Grinders. He looked good. He looked really good, didn't he? Really, really good player. So yeah, I thought we looked like the worst team, certainly. So this is really, really good news. Before I talk any more about this Mateus Fernandes thing, can I please point you in the direction of today's sponsor? I'll say today's sponsor, our new long-term partner, which is Boyle Sports, who of course are the official club sponsor, and they are also now partnering with Hammers Chat. Now, the good thing about Boyle Sports partnering with Hammers Chat, as far as you guys are concerned, is you're going to get boosted West Ham bets. And obviously you can go and bet on anything on Boyle Sports, but the West Ham stuff that you do that comes via Hammers Chat, you get boosted bets. But you've got to use the link in the description below. When the Chelsea game comes up, we'll have a whole series of new boosted bets on terms of the match builder and all other stuff that's just going to be ongoing for the remainder of the season. For right now, if you're a new sign-up, you're going to get 40 quid's worth of free bets. If you just go and find them on Google, you get 25 quid's worth of free bets. Use the link below, you'll get £40 worth. That is 30 quid in sports bets, another tenner in casino bets. You've got to deposit £10 to qualify for that and do a £10 bet. At the point you do that, then the money gets credited, the rest of it gets credited to your account. Use the link below, though. Very, very important that you do that, otherwise you're not going to get the Brucey bonuses. Terms and conditions apply, 18 years and above and all that stuff. Go and check out. I know it's boring, terms and conditions, but go and have a little look before you sign up and all that type of stuff. And happy punting. That's something different, isn't it? That's boating. Happy boating as well, I guess. Fernandes, look, I mean, I'm desperate for a bit of good news. I'm sick of being bloody miserable all the time, quite frankly. And it's not been a great start to the window. It's not been a great start to the season. But, you know, look, it's been one game. And the board have said, judge us at the end of the window. Oh, don't worry, we will. And I think even if we get these players over the line, the same issues and the same problems will still persist. That stuff hasn't gone away. But I think it gives everybody half a chance. I get worried about falling into this cyclical process of sacking the manager because I don't think Graham Potter's one of the top coaches. I just don't. But I have no faith that if we got rid of Potter, one of the top coaches comes in. You get this rinse and repeat. You get this reset constantly, don't you? Whereby not only would I have no faith that the board would be able to bring in anybody half decent or half competent, I'm not even sure that they'd bring in somebody who's trying to play the same style of football. And to give you an example, I wouldn't be surprised if we sacked Graham Potter and brought in Sean Dyche. And having basically, you know, gone out of our way to get wing backs, to get some players who might want to play a more possession-based football, we'd suddenly get a manager who wants to play a 4-4-2 or something like that, and we'll find out actually that, you know, Aaron Wan-Bissaka could play in any one of them, but you know what I mean. I just think we have a real lack of foresight, and we do this stuff incredibly badly, worse than anyone else. So actually, the best thing is at the moment, actually, Graham Potter does work out, and I'd like to see him do so, and I'd like to see West Ham do so. It's been a miserable old few days. That was about as. It wasn't as bad as it got against Sunderland, but it felt bad. It's funny, you go all the way through summer and you build up your enthusiasm for the season, and it's amazing how quickly it can be taken from you. It was interesting watching the. Who was it? It was Leeds and Everton, because obviously Leeds won the game, and you know, well done to them. They deserved to win the game, by the way. Everton did not look good, and it was it was interesting watching that game as well. And there's going to be a few teams that are going to be worried. There's little doubt about that, and I think because of that, there's a few teams going to be busy and getting a little bit panicked as you get to the end of the transfer window. Will Brentford go and do a little bit something else? Will Burnley go back into the transfer window? Will Everton do something? You would imagine most of them would. We've not seen. I don't think we've seen the biggest flurry of activity yet, and I think we're going to see it. And I think we're going to see it very, very soon, actually. So, but hopefully from West Ham. In terms of the outgoing, when we covered Edson Álvarez yesterday, not an awful lot's changed since then. I think I mentioned that he was meant to get on a plane to go and sign for Fenerbahce yesterday morning. He didn't go because new offers came in, and I think he wants to go somewhere else. But the only things we're getting, I think, are loan deals for him. There's nobody's coming in with any bigger amount of money, so it's basically a loan deal. I was going to say it's a loan deal or nothing. It's not. I think the biggest problem West Ham have got, reading between the lines, is that the offer from Fenerbahce is the best one. So that gives us full wages paid, an option to buy on their part, and it gives us a lump sum, basically. They pay a loan fee. I think the other one, I don't know whether it was Porto or anybody else, but the other deal was apparently paid half the wages and they give us a loan fee. But the loan fee didn't even cover the other half of the wages. So it would actually have meant we'd be paying. So Edson Álvarez, with whatever, I don't know, let's say he's on 100 grand a week, he'd go to Porto and we'd still have to pay him 15 grand a week. I think with the Fenerbahce one, we get money. We get £2 or £3 million in a loan fee or something like that. Not ideal, not brilliant, but it's something, and it's certainly better than us paying for him to go. But he apparently doesn't want to go to Fenerbahce. So, Guido Rodríguez is going to be going before the end of the window. We think Andy Irving is as well. So, we need 2 midfielders, and an old moo cow, he's going to be, ex-West Ham United employee has said that he's, and this was before it had been revealed that we were bidding for 3 players. So I guess that's the other one, or one of the other 2. Somebody said, a few people have said Hayden Hackney. I don't know how true that is. I don't know. I thought he was signing for Ipswich. That didn't happen, or he was certainly looking to be signing for, was it Burnley, or I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't. I thought he'd moved already, but maybe that hasn't happened. Maybe that's the identity of the 3 Musketeers, so to speak. We need some signings, and we need some good news, and we need to start to be able to look forward to the football, because it's been a miserable existence. It really has. It's been a miserable few months. It's been a bad transfer window. I normally enjoy it. I've actually despised this one. Actually, not enjoyed it. A lot of the time, not enjoyed even doing the videos and talking about it. So yeah, I could do with something to be a bit excited about, something to get us some points, someone to score some goals, something so we can start having a little bit of fun on the videos and being a bit silly again. That would be nice. That would be very, very nice. But I thank you for all your interactions and all my sort of bored moaning over the last 2 or 3 days. I do appreciate it. One thing I would say, when we did our little test about the asking people to subscribe, it did work. It did work. I basically got a big boost of subscribers. So thank you very much to everybody that did that pushed that subscribe button and hit the bell. It definitely made a difference. Got a big boost of subscribers. If you've not done so before, it should be under your screen somewhere now. Hit the bell. That gives you a notification. Press subscribe. I did it myself the other day. I finished watching the Moses Atoma and Dillian White fight. That finished quickly, didn't it? I did the DAZN thing. I thought, that's 19 quid I'm not getting back. The fight before was very good though, Nick Ball. If you like your boxing, I got my money's worth there. But afterwards, I started watching some live reactions to it, and I realised there was one of the channels on there, a boxing channel. I watched that all the time, and I hadn't subscribed, and I felt I didn't need to, because it always offers me the videos anyway. But I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do that. So I'm not having a go. I'm very bad at subscribing myself. If you try it now and give it a little go, it'd be very much appreciated. And don't forget, if you're gonna sign up to Boyle Sports, make sure you use the link below to get your full discount.